Hey team, Richard Tubb here. I'm at Uptime Live in London. We've got so many of the UK's and Europe's top MSPs joining us today to talk about the next generation of managed services. And one of those MSPs is Liam. How are you doing today, Liam?
Very good, thank you, Richard.
Well, what brings you to Uptime Live?
Well, so we recently became a partner with Uptime, and there was actually some history with Uptime prior to actually becoming partners with them.
Right.
So I have a long-standing working relationship with both Brad and Jason and the Uptime team as a whole. So I know how good they are. I know their pros, their cons, because everybody has them, of course. No such thing as a unicorn. But when I introduced Virtue UK, the company that I currently work at, to Uptime, I knew exactly how they would facilitate our need. So we knew that the overflow elements would be fantastic. We know that we have 24/7 support, and we would know the quality and the character of the business that would then be helping us and our customers.
Yeah, I'm hearing that a lot from Uptime MSPs like yourself.
Sure.
The reason they work with Uptime is not specifically because what they can do, but the culture of the business. So tell us a bit about your business. Where do you work out of? What type of clients you look after? How many people work there?
Yeah, sure. So we are a small business. So there's, I want to say, 10 of us now. So I myself work as the service delivery manager, so head up the kind of the service and the operations elements. So we primarily focus in on kind of SMEs and slightly larger SMBs. So kind of a 50 to 250 seat count. And we have lots of enterprise level experience from our other team members who kind of bring it down, chop it up into kind of bite-sized pieces, and then we try and implement that for the customers who are growing through that period where they're getting to the point of, hey, we really need to start thinking about the governance, the control, and all of these additional things that come with growing as a business. So that's our target market. And we also have a special place in our heart for non-profits as well.
For non-profits, good. Good to hear. So the relationship with Uptime, what does that look like at the moment? What type of services do you take from them? How do they help you?
Yeah, so we have a ticket bundle with Uptime. So we use them primarily for an overflow. You know, we'll try and facilitate as much as we can ourselves, but they're there as a safety net, right? So obviously that is only as good as I make it happen or we make it happen. You know, we need to set them up for success. So we've done a lot of that. And we also use them for some project requirements as well.
So that gives you the flexibility.
Exactly. Yeah. So whereas we have a chunky project runway, which is happy days, right? So really nice. But at the same time, it means that we can flex a little bit. We can bring some stuff forward, whereas previously the kind of low-hanging fruit projects might have been delayed or pushed back, so we can focus on the bigger picture pieces. So it gives us the ability to kind of hit two side by side rather than kind of focusing in on the bigger meaty projects and the transformative projects that we do tend to run. So
got it. And I'm intrigued. So you said you got like a prior relationship. You knew of Uptime a little bit, and with the founders, who we know are great people.
Absolutely.
So that sort of really helps. However, was there any reticence to doing sort of partnership outsourcing, whatever you want to call it, with a third party? And what did that look like internally?
So no, not really.
Okay.
In terms of obviously, I played a big part in the decision, being the ones to bring Uptime to the table to the business. But we'd previously had various levels of outsourcing in the past where it had varying levels of success. But every step was a step closer to kind of finding that perfect partner. So, and just very briefly to roll back to my experience with Uptime is I actually used to work at Uptime.
Did you?
So, yes.
I had no idea about that, Liam.
So
there you go.
I was one of the service delivery managers.
Oh, so you intimately know the benefits that this service can bring.
So
and the warts.
Exactly, yeah. So when I say pros and cons, I mean, I was there. So, and obviously moving to this new company and understanding the requirements that this business had, I knew for a fact, we're not going to have the same degree of flexibility as we would necessarily with a purely internal team. But what we do get is some really solid fallback. We get some really solid foundations, and that made it a very easy sell to go to our directors and to be able to say, hey, look, we've had not necessarily fantastic experiences in the past, but it makes it a very easy jump because I can tell you exactly where we're going to succeed and exactly where we need to take more of an accountability against the things that Uptime don't necessarily focus on.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Now, of course, there's going to be some MSPs who are watching this to say, yeah, but you've got that, you know Uptime and all the rest of it. But for us, we're coming in cold, perhaps don't know Jason Bradley, the whole organisation, the way we know them. What would you say to those MSPs who are perhaps reluctant to explore outsourcing or partnering?
So it doesn't hurt to ask. It doesn't hurt to find out. Before you bring it, sit down and think about your needs, right? Understand what is it that you're trying to achieve, where are the gaps that you're trying to fill, right? And then come and have a conversation. So the worst thing that will happen is you spend half an hour having an initial chat and you go, maybe it's not for me. And you carry on with how you were going.
Yeah.
But if you don't ask, you'll never find out. And actually, I think when you get introduced into the culture and the ethos of the business, actually, then things will become very clear if there is a need that they can feel they're the right choice.
Yeah. And how would you summarise your relationship with Uptime in a single positive sentence?
Oh, you put me on the spot now, Richard. Pleasantly comfortable.
Pleasantly comfortable.
Yeah.
I like that. On that bombshell, we'll say thank you, Liam, appreciate it. And now there's arcade machines over there that we can hear pinging and ponging, drawing my attention. Do you fancy a game of Pac-Man?
Yeah, let's do it. Happy
do it.
days.
Cheers.
Fantastic.
Sorry, mate.
Don't worry, you're good. You're good.